For over 4 decades, the Chris Berger Petro Jackson Players Fund has literally been rugby's caring hands, an organisation founded by players for players, the players catastrophically injured playing the game that they all loved. And one of the highlights on the fundraising calendar for the organisation in recent years has been the evening with the Springboks. And in Johannesburg, the entire Springbok squad was in attendance to lend their support to this incredible cause.
For me, it doesn't feel like a role or a job. It certainly feels like a calling. I had the privilege of meeting some of the recipients back in the day through my father and his involvement with the fund, which gave me deep insight into the importance of the fund, its roots. I think history is really important. A fund that's been going for 45 years, it's important to know that. So I do feel very, very connected to it, and it's a real privilege to be stepping into the role. Sadly, I think with a sport like this, as great as it is, and you certainly don't want to discourage people from playing, you're probably always going to have the injuries. It's just to try and keep those as limited as possible. But that's really where the fund does step in and step up, and it's done remarkable work over its 45-year tenure. So I think my excitement is to really get stuck in, to come off the bench instead of being on the sidelines, and really do my bit to advance its mission and its impact.
Seeing our recipients do remarkable things over the last few years. Obviously, their lives have been changed by these injuries, and it hasn't stopped them. There's always a lot of determination, resilience, and perseverance to do things that they would like to do, and a lot of remarkable things that our recipients have been able to do. I've been connected to the fund for 20 years, so being able to give 3 years full-time has been an immense privilege. And I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to be able to do this in my career, and it's going to be a chapter that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I'm very happy.
I think it talks to the ethos of the fund and I think what a rugby player is at the end. I think rugby players are unique humans. They play a tough game, beat each other up, and then ultimately are mates afterwards, which is phenomenal. And I think, you know, this fund was set up by, I think, Morne du Plessis, and because the mate, you know, had a massive injury, and that camaraderie and community is really what rugby's about. I actually don't know what would have happened if it wasn't for the players. You know, the players jumped in and said, we gotta make a plan here. And, you know, I've been involved for some time, and I must be honest, it's a privilege to be involved, you know, because you're giving back to something that gave so much to you, and to be able to help these recipients is phenomenal. And I know even the Springboks, all rugby players contribute, and it's just lovely to see.
Tonight, Betway is our presenting partner. They have been our main sponsor for this event for the last 3 years, as well as our golf day. So they're a really, really big partner of ours, and very grateful for the continued support that we get from them. It's been a great partnership. They help us put together these events in many ways by providing auction items and support and using their networks to bring some really great guests as well. And we hope that it's a partnership that we can build, and I think it's a very special partnership that we've built over the last 3 years.
To have the Springboks here tonight, given the pressure on their personal time, family time, to get behind a cause like this is really phenomenal, and I think it really adds motivation to everybody involved in the fund, and certainly gives huge kudos. So we're deeply grateful for that support.
Our recipients are incredible human beings that have unfortunately sustained these catastrophic injuries, and from a day-to-day basis we look after them from the wheelchair maintenance that they need transport to get to physiotherapy, biokinetic sessions, psychology sessions, so all the secondary rehabilitation we help with, along with any clinic visits that they need to go to. So we are their support from day one, and we are rugby's caring hands, and we make sure that they are looked after in every aspect of their lives that we are able to support them with.
Their support has been unbelievable, because sustaining that injury, I mean, is life-altering. You know, your whole world gets flipped upside down, and life as you know it is basically over. But really, with the support of the Players Fund, has been actually transformative. Not just for the initial financial assistance that they help you with, but just being there, knowing there's a community who actually believes in you at that point in your life when you actually almost want to stop believing in yourself. So the fund has really been amazing, and they continue, for me, and I'm sure all the recipients they have, continue being a beacon of hope.
Firstly, when you end up in a situation like we do, you become a dependent, and the thing you seek most is independence. And that's what this support does. It gives you that independence, the financial relief to gain access to this independence, which makes life easier. It gave me freedom, the wheelchairs, hand control systems with the cars, and I don't think the people that give the money always know exactly what it goes for and how much these things cost. But yeah, those things like the wheelchairs and those things, it makes a big difference. It gives you your wings, in other words. Well, almost 20 years it's been for me, and to see this type of turnout every single time, no matter where we are, is amazing to know, and just that comfort to know that there will always be this support for you, and for other people that come after us, hopefully not as much, but yeah, it's just amazing, and we are grateful, and it does change a lot of things for us.
Rugby is obviously very taxing on your body, but it's very much a reality that things can go very wrong on the field, and yeah, just speaking to the guys a little bit tonight, and for us being here and showing support it's incredible to see their attitude still towards rugby and their love for it. So yeah, it's inspirational for us to see that as well, and it's just a great occasion. And yeah, thanks for having us.
It means a lot. I think it's a gratifying experience. You realize that you've got to give back. Rugby is a great game, but there's a catastrophic side where people get injured. It's a high-impact game, and it's important that if people do suffer those injuries, they've got people to phone, someone to look after, they've got a home to go to. I think psychologically and emotionally, physically, your life changes, and we've got to give those people purpose, look after them, make sure they're taken care of. And that's what the fund means. I've gotten to meet some of the recipients over the years. You become friends with them, you understand what their families are like, how they've adapted, and it just shows the human spirit, how tough people can be, how resilient people can be after, doing something you love and coming out the other side, injured, and the ability to recover, create a purpose, and come through that. So it means a lot, but it doesn't work without the help of sponsors, funders, trustees, the wonderful people in the office that do the magic. So everybody has to contribute to make it work there. So our vision is 0 injuries, but unfortunately it does happen, and as long as we're around, people have a safe place to go to.
There's an incredible amount of care and structure that goes around every single rand that we receive. In operations and finance, I can see firsthand behind the scenes what takes place. So we are able to respond quickly and strategically. From wheelchairs required to be sourced and couriered off to ongoing rehabilitation as well as ongoing care costs, etc. The cases are ongoing. We support our recipients for life, and we cannot do it without the support of our community and the rugby community at large. So whether it is a small debit order or a larger sponsorship, every single rand matters, and to us it's not money. Behind the scenes we are taking care of someone's dignity and their well-being and doing our utmost to give them the best that there is to offer.
I can confidently say that supporting the Chris Burger Petra Jackson Players Fund is an essential part of the broader commitment to player welfare. As the official players charity, the fund stands as a lifeline for seriously injured rugby players in South Africa. And our backing of the fund reflects our belief that players deserve ongoing care, especially when their careers and lives are changed in an instant. And it's about solidarity, it's about support, it's about love, it's about care, and it's important that these players and people are still connected to the game, to have access to resources, and we're there to support the Players Fund all the way.
This auction is made possible by Betway. They bought all the items and donated them to the auction. 40,000, anyone at 40 grand? Talk to me now. Top 40 I got. 45, 50 Ollie. 50,000, 55, ma'am, it's still a bargain. 55,000, Ollie, 60 please. At 65, I'm looking at you, ma'am. 65, there's my great friend. 70,000 for a great piece. 75, I got 80, I'm looking. 75, 80,000, at 80,000, 85, he's come back at me, 90 now, Ollie. 100 is a nice price. 100 I got. 120, 120. 120 once. 120 twice. Your lot, 130. 130. 140. 140, I got 150. 160. I got 160. 180 is a nice, all right. 160 going once. Going, can I sell it? Going twice to you, sir. You deserve it. 160,000 rand.
What a fantastic night in the company of the Springbok squad. The guests had an absolute ball, having a meal alongside their Springbok heroes. And then Barney Gernon did a fantastic job with the auction. Just under R500,000 rand raised at the auction, and also a contribution made and the check handed over by Eben Etzebeth to the vice chairman of the Players Fund, Hanyani Shamangi, for just over R500,000 rand. So all told on the night, as close as possible to R1 million raised for the Chris Burger Petro Jackson Players Fund. Rugby's caring hands are indeed in good hands.